Hi, I'm Catherine Evans from Wiki-ed. In this video we're going to quickly go over some of the settings for Read and Write so that you can ensure that when you are working with it, it's set up to work best for your preferences. The settings can be accessed via the three lines in the top right corner. And these are the quick settings which you can change as needed to in a hurry, but in general, leaving continuous reading on means that it won't stop after each sentence, and professional dictionaries are obviously recommended for adults at university level. The ones that are switched off, you might turn on Read the Web at times, but Speak as I Type you would only use if you were visually impaired, and same with screen reading. So if you click on Show More Settings, you'll find that you get a box which gives you all of the different settings for all of the tools on the Read and Write toolbar. In the general setting, you can choose how you have the buttons displayed on the screen. I usually recommend to most people to choose medium because then all the buttons fit. You can choose whether to have a clear or a colour set, the colour one being slightly gaudy for myself. And you can even choose to have the text on the toolbar if you want, but again it means that not all the buttons show, and if you don't have the text on the toolbar, when you hover over something you get the tooltip that shows you the text anyway. You can choose a different colour for your toolbar, but as you can see, a number of them actually seem really bright. Very much into my pinks and purples, but I tend to just keep it with the standard Windows blue. Further down on the General tab, you can choose a reference style from a few for when you need to reference things you bring in. Locked browser mode is something you would only use for an exam setting. You have the option to turn on and off buttons on your toolbar, and you have a list of the shortcuts available to you in Read and Write. I'm not going to go through all the settings right now, but in general you would also go to check it and you can choose different options. Now I like the check it underlines. I find them very useful, so I'm going to turn that on. I don't like it to speak when the mouse pointer hovers over a word. I'm not keen on the classic spell check, and right click Read and Write spell check is not something I need. What is important though, when you scroll down, as you saw on the way in, professional dictionaries were turned on. You can choose some additional dictionaries in here if you need any, and so you can see they're all checked, and there's some custom word spelling options at the bottom that we don't need. In the dictionary tab, I'm just going to make sure that my web dictionary is set to Google Dictionary, and I don't really like the pop-up dictionary, so I'm going to leave that on. The highlights section, I have all of them checked. I have it ordered by colour, but I am actually going to show you in a video about the highlights why you might change that, so we won't worry about that, but just check that you have got it set to collect from multiple documents. In the prediction window, again I'm going to do some changes, and that is that I'm going to click show word banks, and in the word banks option there are some additional word banks that you can choose which can be appropriate for your particular works. There's things like pharmaceuticals, medical, applied sciences, arts, etc. And if you turn one on, all you do is check or uncheck the box, and then when you're done just close this down. There is also an opportunity to create your own. I also always make sure that this is switched off speech when mouse pointer hovers over a word. I don't want a word to be read out randomly. And I make sure that it's on insert the word when clicked. And it's set to learn as I type and spell check each word before it learns. So for your initial settings, all you really need to check out are the general, the check it, the dictionary, and the prediction settings. I'm Catherine Evans from Wiki-ed. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos on assistive technology, and if you want to find me on social media, search for Wiki-ed Essex.